It's easy to think of the Metris as the Mercedes-Benz of minivans, but that's not really correct. I mean, Mercedes equals high-priced luxury, right? The Metris is a commercial van aimed at repairmen and livery drivers. It's meant to get work done. You see that in the surprisingly low price, which starts at under $30,000 for a cargo van with a few windows and fewer amenities. But this van is intended to shuttle you from the hotel to the airport rather than hauling kids to the soccer field. Its commercial focus is evident in the boxy styling. This Mercedes isn't meant to decorate upscale suburban driveways, especially when painted in a color that might be called Frigidaire white. There's nothing mini about this Metris. Sure, at 202 inches long, it's about the same length as a Honda Odyssey or Toyota Sienna. But the Metris is nearly 10 inches wider and about 8 inches taller. That gets you room. Lots and lots of room. There's a bit of a step up, but once you make the climb, there are standard seats for 7 with an optional 8th. The second and third row seats are sized for adults. They're very spacious and comfortable. Climbing back to the third row is easy, even for grown-ups. Again, this makes a great hotel shuttle. Trips to the airport are helped by having plenty of luggage space behind the third row. But you don't get all the flexibility of a regular minivan. Here the seats don't fold into the floor. You can wrestle them out, but they're very, very heavy. Once you do that, there's an enormous open space and plenty of tie-down loops for securing cargo. Of course, the cargo version of the Metris is better suited for dirty work. You also don't get the luxury you expect from a Mercedes. Most American buyers expect a car with a 3-pointed star to be plush and posh, but the luxury here doesn't even go skin deep. All of the plastics inside on the door panels and dashboard are rock hard. The passenger seat is bolted atop a metal box that houses the battery. If you check the right boxes on the very long options list, you do get some minivan-like amenities, like power sliding side doors. But forget about a rear entertainment system or even a power opening for the enormous tailgate. Everyone will huddle under the big back door when the rain spoils the tailgate party, but good luck opening it within tight quarters. Split rear doors are standard. Driver comfort isn't overlooked, but there are some quirks. There is a roomy driving position with a great left footrest, but the steering wheel doesn't telescope. The front seats are supportive, with a mix of manual adjustments and optional power lumbar. Controls are familiar to anyone who's driven a generation-old Mercedes. The radio is a bit awkward to navigate, and it's way too easy to confuse the electronic shifter for a wiper stalk. Thanks to big windows, front and side visibility is great once you peer around the big windshield pillars. But peering out back through all the head restraints is really difficult, and the 2 small door mirrors don't help. Consider the optional backup camera a must. Advanced features like forward collision warning, blind spot monitoring, and lane keeping assist are rare in commercial vans, but you can get them all here. So, how does the Metris drive? Some European car-loving enthusiasts are sad about the demise of the long-gone Volkswagen Eurovan will be super excited for the Metris. Sure, it's better than an old Eurovan, but anyone thinking that the Metris' German heritage makes it a more fun-to-drive alternative than the Sienna or Odyssey is a bit misguided. Don't get me wrong, the Metris drives quite well for a big van. Steering is precise, and although your eyes would tell you something this high must be tippy, this tall box feels planted on the road. The ride is more comfortable than you'd expect for something that can haul more than 1,800 pounds of payload, and it's pretty quiet inside. But the Metris doesn't really do sporty. That's also reflected under the stubby hood. Here's a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, making all of 208 horsepower. That doesn't sound like much, but the 7-speed automatic does its best to wring out the power. Around town, the Metris keeps up with traffic just fine, but merge onto the highway with a full load and you'll miss the extra 70 or so horsepower found in other minivans. On the plus side, the Metris is rated for 22 miles per gallon EPA combined, impressive for its size. Oddly, you need to open the driver's door to get to the fuel filler. The Metris is rated to tow nearly 5,000 pounds. That's quite a bit more than the typical minivan, but don't expect to win any races towing a big trailer. Also, the rear-wheel drive Metris will give up some snowy road traction compared to those front-wheel drive minivans. All-wheel drive and diesel power are available in other markets, but we do expect them to eventually come here. Let's say that you're convinced that a Metris like this was just a thing for your growing family. Well, getting one isn't exactly easy. First off, you won't find the Metris at every Mercedes dealer. Instead, like the larger Sprinter, it's sold at Mercedes commercial vehicle dealers. Second, you need to navigate a long list of options to transform the Metris into something that's sort of civilized. That includes picking basics, like painted bumpers, alloy wheels, overhead lights, and carpeting. You can even add heated seats and navigation. Load it up, this Metris passenger van stickered for $43,570. That money buys you a very, very nice Toyota Sienna or Honda Odyssey with lots of goodies that the Metris can't touch. For more on minivans, check out consumerreports.org.